Welcome to After Further Review.
What is going on, everyone? Episode 31 of After Further Review, coming on the heels of an awesome live stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed that if you were there. If you haven't yet, you can catch it on YouTube. It's still up, and it'll be up. But we had a blast doing it, and we're definitely going to do lives in the coming future. But how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Officially bought my first home, so pretty pumped about that. A lot of cleaning and some yard work to learn and accomplish over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, Chase will be up at some point here soon to get some painting done, but yeah, I'm doing fun, and I'm still just riding the high from last week, boys. That was by far the most fun episode yet.
Yeah.
We literally went in cold with never have done anything live whatsoever. Usually have to edit a bunch, and it came out fantastic. I've already listened to it 2 other times. It went well. We're definitely gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, no, it was a blast, and it was fun to interact with everyone while we were doing it, and that made it really cool just to have people like live there watching it. So that was definitely a neat experience, and we're gonna continue that because we all, like you guys said, enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. So what we got to tap tonight, Ben?
So to start, we got a couple drop a comment questions. We do that sometimes on Instagram, and if you drop something, we'll talk about it on the podcast. So we got a couple of those we'll start off with. Week 1 right around the corner, so we gotta obviously talk some NFL and talk some MLB and maybe throw in a random box score before we're done. All right, so 2 questions right off the bat. One was from Kate, your sister Ryan.
Oh, shout out to my sister who also, she bought her first home a few months ago. Her and her boyfriend have been completely renovating a good chunk of it, the kitchen, getting a bunch of new furniture and stuff in there, and I'll be down there later this month to check it out. But shout out to my sister for reaching out. I know she's become a pretty big Philly fan herself, and yeah, what'd she say?
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear.
So she just asked a simple question and asked what our fantasy teams were looking like.
Oh, okay, Kate. So
for anyone that doesn't know, we had our draft. So the big draft on Friday.
We had our big draft Friday, and Chase and I had our family draft Monday, and I made the mistake last week of saying it was a 12 team because like our league, then it's a 14 team league. So, by round 8, I just don't know who I'm picking.
Yeah, it was deep. It was a really long one.
Yeah, 14 team leagues, 2 14 team leagues for you guys. That's a lot. So personally for our league, I'm okay with it. There was a couple guys I wish I'd gotten or wish they fell to me. But I'm okay. It's hard to figure out before the season starts.
Yeah, just running down my list here real quick. I'm really bad at drafting rookies because I like drafting people I know, which ends up being a bunch of old heads. And just like really quick, this is why I think I have the oldest team in the league. Derrick Henry, OBJ, Kamara, Adam Thielen, Zeke, Zach Ertz. Like, these are just some guys that could all be
2 years ago. It was a money team.
Yeah, you were winning a championship.
Week 8, like 3 of them might be on the IR. So I drafted Russell Wilson in both my leagues. I really think he's going to have a much better year. I also sit on QBs, so I missed out big time there and had to go with him. But overall, yeah, I mean, I don't mind my team.
Yeah, I picked early, so I had the back-to-back almost picks, which was kind of annoying. Overall, I think it was okay. And like you were saying, Ryan, about the rookies, I feel like I usually tend to overvalue rookies. And this year, I only took one, and it was with my second to last pick. So not that I don't think any of the rookies this year are going to be good, but I feel like there's so many times where it takes like a little bit of time for them to kick in. And I don't know, I feel like it was like burning me in the end. So different strategy for me this year.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I always do. Last year I had Olave and that one worked out, but a lot of times it hasn't worked out well. I do have Anthony Richardson as my starting quarterback. Little sus, but I also know even if he doesn't have a good like statistical NFL game, he might have a really solid fantasy game. So that's kind of what I'm relying on. And I got some like potential rookies on my bench that could break out, but in my starting lineup, that's the only one.
Receiving core is looking nice. You got Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans. He'll have a decent year with Baker Mayfield.
Hoping for maybe a Michael Thomas bounce back.
Ben, yeah. I saw you drafted in this league. So what do? I turned around in my family and I picked him up and also dropped the comment, Michael Thomas comeback season.
But I also picked up Sky Moore and Tony, who are on my bench, and we'll see with Kelsey potentially not playing. Who knows where Mahomes is going?
Yeah, and their wide receiver group is like there's a lot to shake out there. There's a lot of people who could really take over being the number one guy.
Yeah,
So,
and it's hard to know because I feel like Mahomes he might just get everyone the ball. So I remember McCole Hardman, and it would be like he could have a game where he's like one catch, 60 yards and a teeter, and then like not show up for 3 games.
yep, yeah. One guy who I targeted a lot in all my drafts was Calvin Ridley because he's
Oh,
this year from suspension in Jacksonville now. And I feel like he's just gonna go insane. Like last year they had Christian Kirk and Zay Jones and Evan Engram go off. And I feel like now that Ridley's even better receiver than all three of those guys, he can really put up some good numbers.
yeah, no, he's a really good talent. So that's a good pick.
Yeah,
Where was he at around usually?
he was in like people's like third to fourth picks usually.
Okay.
But I think I took him with my third pick actually.
You know that offense is gonna be airing the ball out. So
Yeah, so it was a guy I definitely wanted to target and maybe thought that people, because they didn't see him a lot last year, would just totally forget about him.
okay, thank you for the question. And we had one more question from Matt Catroco. So Matt, appreciate the question. And he asked if we would consider watching and betting on the Premier Lacrosse League Championship.
Question number one I have is when is it? That's not a good start, but considering the follow, I know Matt knows a ton of guys and coaches in the league. I believe he even knows some personally. And it seems like that would be a type of sport that the atmosphere would be fun at the game. I know that some of our buddies have been to a couple, and I think they had a good time. Matt, Evan, they're pretty hardcore followers in the Premier League, and it is fairly local from my understanding too. But yeah, I mean, Matt, my answer to you is I'm not opposed. I just need to figure out when the game is.
Yeah, I would definitely join into. I don't know anything about it, but I respect it. I've watched a few college lacrosse games here and there.
Probably wouldn't go. Lacrosse has not been something I've ever been interested in.
Well, not going, it's just watching.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'll be on TV, right?
Yeah, I'm more of a WNBA kind of guy.
That's your stretch sport.
Yeah.
We have a stretch.
That's like my stretch 5.
Your stretch 5. We'll have a stretch 5 sports segment.
Yeah. No, it's as playing baseball all my life, there was always like baseball versus lacrosse. It was always like it was like one or the other.
Wait. That's a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
baseball versus lacrosse.
Yes. In school, it was always like baseball players, lacrosse players, like because lacrosse were always like the cool kids. I feel like they were always like.
See, I played tennis in the spring, so
okay.
I guess we were on our own island. Maybe it was like us versus the shot put kids.
But I mean, I wouldn't, if it was on and everyone else was watching it, I'd let my eyes glance.
Would you throw a unit on it?
A whole unit? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's not get carried away. So, Matt, we appreciate the comment and we appreciate you listening. And I guess speaking of units, just get right into a quick pick update from AFR. First of all, Chase's pick has officially locked for the Orioles over. So Chase is now 1-0. Congratulations.
Sweated that one out.
Yeah, waiting for that next pick from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the horn quick with my next pick. Gotta ride this one out.
Well, with NFL coming up, there's more opportunities, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Chase, with that win, our AFR record is now at a whopping 8-3. 2 of those losses did come from me with that pending Cardinals one. But
is it still? Do we know if it still is life?
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it highlighted yellow for now on our sheet because I'm not gonna mark it red yet. I mean, guys, 8-3. I know Ben's been carrying the load, but 8-3 between good. 3 of us on straight picks. That's awesome.
Yeah, I will say the Penn State. If you guys didn't see it, -20.5 hit should not have hit. Let it hit.
Yeah, it hit on sketchy terms, but you can cash it.
Yeah, I mean up by I think 16 with about 10 seconds left, and instead of kneeling down, they just ran the ball in like 10 yards for a teeter. So whoever had the other side of that game, that was a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah, and I was a little mad the announcers didn't acknowledge it at all. Like that was one where you even have to say out loud, like, I can't believe that actually just happened.
No, for sure be on ESPN's Bad Beats segment. But hey, that's college, right? That matters. I mean,
It's true.
sometimes I wonder if like it'd be cool if if there was a benefit to that in the NFL, because like a lot of times at the end of the game it's just running out the clock and stuff like that. But hey, Penn State's one of those teams where you have to go undefeated and you have to have some good wins in order to try to get into the playoffs. And so, I mean, I don't blame them for it.
Yeah, the
But
final score looks like they put more of a beat down on them than they really did. I mean, 14-7 at the half. It was a pretty close game for the majority of the time.
Yeah, and across college football as a whole on Saturday, there was teams that were in the 70s and 80 points. So,
Yeah.
it's all about, even though the BCS is gone, scoring still alive and well. Yeah.
classic Penn State with that nice low scoring defensive game. That's
Yeah.
old school Big Ten right there.
Yep.
Yeah. I just like to say too, I was kind of happy to see Clemson take the L.
And in the way they did too.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just kind of happy to see it.
Oh, and should we touch on Colorado? Deion Sanders and his son throwing for 500 yards with
There's
was that the upset of the weekend
probably
against TCU, and now they're ranked.
Yeah, I mean FSU blowing out LSU was pretty big too, and same with Duke. But yeah, Colorado, I would say, got a lot of people's respect. I thought it was like a little overhyped though, because like not for nothing, he left and took a bunch of his 5-star recruits with him. So I was like, well, yeah, that's like a benefit to any school.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was just that they were 1-11 last year, but they had a totally new roster. So
Yeah, but
Same with-
still
yeah.
1-11.
yeah. Same with
Yeah.
Texas State. They beat Baylor, I think.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty big upset too.
Yeah, there was a couple teams that just got
Wyoming had a good win.
just like crazy though. It was just the whole coverage with Colorado. I feel like you couldn't escape it. Saturday and Sunday, it was like, what the hell? There's literally other games that happened, and this is like not a monumental thing. But I don't know, it just made it seem like he's the only guy ever that's transferred to a terrible school and won their first game. I was like, this is literally what college football is now. Like, if you don't do that, like how bad would have been if he lost that game? I don't really understand this. They made it seem like he won the national championship in one game against TCU, and it's like, okay.
Well, I mean, TCU got to the championship game the national championship
Yeah.
last year. Not that I mean they got destroyed.
Cheeks now.
Well, I
They lost
know.
half their team to the draft and they didn't bring anyone else in. So I was like, well, this is doomed for failure.
Dang.
True,
Yeah.
true. I mean, you're right. I'm not as hardcore at college football as you guys are, and like that was the head of the news line. So, and it is in today's college football, you can't really. It's hard enough to build a team when you only get 3 to 4 years with players, and now with the portal, yeah, definitely a little different.
Yeah, he like took his really good players with him. So I was like, it's not like it was like the way it was 10 years ago when you left and took over a new school and you can only transfer people that weren't at your school. You know what I mean? Like the rules are so different now. He could just bring everyone. It's like free agency. It's unlimited.
So like whole teams are gonna start doing that like in like future years.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane because all these conferences are collapsing in, and there's only gonna be 2 by the time it's done. And yeah, now you can just have unlimited money coming into people and buying them for 4 years.
So as we're moving to from college football, we got the NFL this upcoming weekend. Super hyped to see week 1 finally on the calendar. Big game on Thursday night. Football's more popular with betting. I think in general, a lot more people bet on football. I know, again, we're not big bettors here. Ryan talked about we're 8-3 now. This is episode 31 of the show, so it's not like we're throwing out those units. But anyone have a pick for week 1 coming up?
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I know. 0-2, about to be 0-3, Ryan. So you can take this one with a grain of salt. But last week, if you listened to our show, Ben locked in his plus 1,000 Rams to win the division. And, you know, I was looking at that because the Rams over under is 6.5. I'm like, oh, I mean, that's something that they could easily blow out of the water. But I went with another long time pick for my pick this time. No, it isn't the Cardinals over 88.5 wins. It is the Tennessee Titans over 7.5 regular season wins. Pretty sure odds might be around plus 110 for you junkies out there. But boys, let me tell you, I may be 0-2, about to be 0-3, but over 7.5 wins is a lock. Just quickly looking at the Titans schedule, right? I mean, they play in the AFC South. So you're going to get to play the Colts twice, and you're going to get to play the Houston Texans twice. Not saying they're going to go 4-0, but that's easily 3-1. So right there, they're at 3 wins. Boom, done. Jags probably will split. Probably. So there's number 4. You guys know who they get to play in the NFC? They get to play the NFC South. The NFC South. Who's in the NFC South? The Bucks. That's probably a win. The Panthers, probably a win. The Falcons, probably a win. Now we're sitting at 7 wins for the Titans. All I need them to do is get one more win somewhere throughout the entire rest of the schedule. They got the AFC North. I mean, maybe they could squeak one out against the Steelers or the Browns. You never know. Vrabel's good at playing in those tough defensive games. So AFC North probably will not scare them, but I mean, this is just a lock. And I mean, their first part of their schedule is the hardest. So don't get scared if they start 1-3, 2-4. They'll battle back. They finish out the season with some easy schedule. Derrick Henry's going to run all over this division. Jags might win it, but there ain't no way the Titans don't get 8 wins.
I like it.
Okay, I like that.
Ben, are you more confident in your Rams to win the division or my Titans over?
Your Titans over. For
okay.
Sure.
That gives me some confidence.
Plus 1,000 is not going to be an easy feat, and now they're probably without. This bet was before Cooper Kupp I don't even know when he's playing next. So,
I wonder where the Titans ranked on like strength of schedule. I never look that stuff up. I always hear people talk about it.
I think the Pats have the hardest strength of schedule.
They deserve it.
Yeah, I think the AFC East.
Yeah, and Chase, the Titans, they play the Ravens in the London game this year, and they have the bye after that. So it couldn't come at a better time. Week 7 bye after a London game.
Yeah.
And then they come back and have a home game against the Falcons right out of the bye. Like,
there's a good chance the Titans beat the Ravens. The Ravens are garbage when they've played in London.
Okay, so Chase, you're just
Is that your pick?
I don't know if it's my pick, but I'm gonna be uneasy that entire week leading into that. The last time they played there, they got run all over by the dumpy Jacksonville Jaguars. Blake Bortles Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, the boat.
And they ran a fake punt against us when they were up like 44-10 or something.
I'm going with a pick too. And I was struggling between 2. But I feel like that's not a good idea.
You can always ask the peanut gallery. Ask your folks over here.
All right. I have 2 picks. You guys decide which one I should use. Okay.
Okay.
Got the Rams, Seahawks under 45.5. I think the Rams are going to try to just run the ball a lot and probably, do what they can to, just with Kupp out. Stafford hasn't played all preseason. And I still think that the Rams have a great defense. So I think this could just kind of be one of those grinded out type of games, which is why I like the under. The other game that I was looking at is the Cardinals Commanders. The Commanders are minus 7-point favorites at home. I don't think the Cardinals and Commanders are that far apart. I don't think they're a touchdown apart. So to me, that was like also an interesting one. I don't think Sam Howell's that good.
Honestly, week 1 unders are some of my favorite picks sometimes because nowadays in the NFL, I would say so many people like betting overs in general. And week 1, everyone's excited. All the bets are flowing in. Everyone's going to smash the overs, maybe even bump it up a couple points. But you have guys not playing in the preseason. Matt Stafford, like you said, has not played. Cooper Kupp's not going to be there. And the Seahawks have Kenneth Walker. I mean, they like running the football. So it's not a bad pick at all. I'm not saying that the other one's not going to hit.
You talked me into it. Under it is.
All right.
Lock it in.
You didn't even hear Chase
under 2 because just I don't know what to think about the Seahawks. Like Geno Smith, he obviously has like. Can he do it for 2 years in a row? I don't know. He's never done it for even 1 year, like he did it for 1 year legitimately. So can he do it again? And same with the Rams. Like, I just don't think they have enough to even like, if they got the 17 points, I think that's a win for them week 1.
Right. Plus, got to put my money where my mouth is with the Rams. If I really think they're going to win that division, going to keep the game close and looking at like a, I don't know, 23-20 Rams victory.
More than cable. I mean, 24-17, like anything in that realm. And that's perfectly sounds like an NFL score of like 2012, right? So easily could be a 2023 week 1 score.
All right. Well, that's my pick.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Anything, Chase?
Well, I could just go with the Ravens outright. They have a amazing record against rookie quarterbacks. They play the Texans week 1. So I could just back them and go with their mystique of destroying rookie quarterbacks every time they play them. They're a minus 510 favorite. So not real action there.
But hey, I mean, we're not going to judge on AFR. If you want to
No.
put it in as a deadlock, I'll just combine it with Chase's Seahawks Rams under, and
I mean, I could just take them on the spread just to give it like actual.
There's no pressure if you don't want to
yeah,
take a
no
pick.
pressure, no pressure.
I mean, I don't care. They have to win this game. If they go out and lose week 1, we're gonna have serious problems all year. I mean, it's the Texans. They have a rookie quarterback, a rookie head coach. There's a lot of things green about them. So, I mean, the spread's 10 right now. Kind of feel like they should be able to handle that.
You want like an alt spread of like 6.5 win by touchdown?
6.5 for the Ravens is minus 186.
That's not bad.
Okay, we can do that.
Are we talking you into your pick? Are you
No, like they have to win this game.
All
Like,
right.
no doubt. You have to go out. Lamar, you just got a truck backed up to your house full of cash.
AFR history here. All three of us have made a pick.
Am I gonna sweat it out relentlessly for 3.5 hours? Probably.
Yeah, and from cutting it close with our sketchy picks, all three of us throwing something out week 1. Mine won't settle till hopefully week 8 when the Texans or the Titans go 8-0. And
Wow.
that's but regardless, yeah, from cutting these bets close to a brand new segment, boys, that we're going to introduce this week on AFR episode 31, and it's called Keep and Cut.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
All right, so pretty simple how it goes, and you two are going to do, I mean, you're not working together, but you both are going to be working off the same board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a list of 8 quarterbacks. I do not think any of them are currently a QB now. So all former quarterbacks at this time, it'll be a list of 8. And what you're going to do is you're going to take turns, and you can either choose to keep a QB or cut a QB. So you're going to look at the list. Anyone you definitely want on that list, anyone you definitely want off. You can go cut every time. You can go keep, cut. Doesn't matter. But yeah, are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So first, we're going to throw up the list. So here's the list. We got 8 QBs, pretty nominal QBs from the years 2000 all the way through, even last year. The 8 players are, for everyone listening, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Donovan McNabb, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, and Kurt Warner. Manning, Brady, Favre, Brees, McNabb, Big Ben, Rivers, Warner. And so you guys, however you want to do it, you're going to take turns, and you're going to cut someone or keep someone. You can do it however you want. Who's up first?
Is there a certain amount we have to end with?
Once you're done. So you just have to have, you have to have 4 keeps.
4 keeps.
4 keeps, but it don't matter. And you guys aren't working together. So one of you just go. If there's anyone you want gone, anyone you definitely want to keep before the other person cuts them.
I'll go first. I'm going to keep Peyton Manning.
All right. Why are you keeping him? Just because?
I think he's the best regular season quarterback
Of all time or
Yeah,
this list?
of all time.
Okay. So
Regular season
a
quarterback.
quick keep Peyton. That's 1 keep down. 3 more open. What are you feeling, Chase? Brady, Favre, Brees, McNabb, Big Ben, Rivers, Warner.
I'm gonna keep Breeze.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, he was ultra reliable. Almost came to the point of people thinking he wasn't gonna be able to play again and had a surgery and came back and was still successful after that. Got robbed of maybe even playing in a Super Bowl by a terrible official call. So, could have had that on his resume. But yeah, I think he's just a good player.
All
All right. There's only 2 keeps left, Ben. So
Yeah, I'm going to cut Phillip Rivers.
oh, the first cut of the day. Ben, what the heck?
He's not that good.
That's your only reason.
Yeah, he's just kept playing football to get a paycheck for all of his 10 kids.
I'm gonna cut Donovan then because he's pretty garbage when the moment and the pressure is high. He just didn't ever seem to capture that.
Shots fired to my old team.
Yeah.
All right,
He
so
could
we got
get there. He just could never do the dance.
we got 4 left. Brady, Favre, Big Ben, and Kurt Warner. 2 keeps available. 2 cuts available.
I'm going ahead and cutting Brett Favre.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Is it because of the Jets scandal, or just not a big fan of him in general?
I mean, he's just garbage. I don't like him.
This one might seem like a traitor of the state type move, but I'm gonna have to keep Big Ben.
Oh, Chase, I thought you were going to go on a rant by dropping him.
God, I hate him, but there was so many times where I just had to respect the play he would make, considering he's a giant tank of a human, can't run, but somehow he would have the longest scrambles ever. So if anyone could ever extend a play, Big Ben has to be an honorable consideration for never being a running quarterback. He could always do something with it and won a Super Bowl, obviously, played a really long time, not without scandal, but whatever. That's off the field.
There's a few of these guys with some scandal. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Shocking move, I would say.
yeah. All right.
And
Well,
this is intense. No one has gone near Brady, and no one wants to keep him, but no one wants to be the guy that cuts him. And I mean, you guys can decide. There's 2 left, so one of you guys, if you guys want to try to do this together, or Ben, if you're just going to pull the plug, then
well, I have to keep someone.
yeah, you do.
I'm keeping Kurt Warner. I think he's an underrated quarterback overall. I think him and the Larry Fitzgerald connection was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that just leaves one.
Yeah.
See ya, Tom.
Chase, you want to do the honors of cutting old Tommy boy?
Yeah, I mean, probably the greatest quarterback ever. We got to see his entire career, which is pretty special too. That we actually got to see all of these guys play out their entire careers. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this one time he doesn't really get to be the best. So suck it.
Yeah. So there you have it. They kept Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Big Ben, and Kurt Warner. Cut Brady, Favre, McNabb, and Rivers. And ultimately, I like this. I feel like Manning, Brees, and Ben were like 3 staple QBs of us growing up, and I respect keeping them all.
It'd be fun to do a simulation on the 8 quarterbacks with the exact same offenses, just different quarterbacks, and see who wins.
That
Oh,
would be awesome. Also, we should see what Manning, Breeze, and Roethlisberger's records are against Brady.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I don't know if that's hard to do.
No.
That's like Nick Foles having a winning record against Tom Brady, and he just never acknowledges it ever.
All right, so we just did a quick search, and Peyton Manning versus Brady. So Brady is 11-6 against Manning, 8-4 against him when he was on the Colts, and 3-2 against him when he was on the Broncos. So then I think, Ryan, you had Breeze and Brady. What was the record there?
Drew Brees has a 3-2 record over Tom Brady, winning record,
Okay.
and he got Tom's number more than Tom did.
Okay. How about Big Ben?
Yeah, it said it was 8-2 against Big Ben, Tom Brady.
Oof. Couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, really hammered him every time.
All right. Well, that was a fun little segment, Ryan. Thanks for putting that together. So, excited for week 1, got some picks, and we'll be back here next week sometime to talk about how all that went. Quick little segment as we're getting towards the end. Random box score. We always enjoy this, and we are going to just get right into this one. That's I'm gonna start with baseball. It's gonna go right there. No, we've done a lot of football, so
I'll do the year 2007.
I love it. Okay.
Oh, we're going 2007 baseball, the Japanese league.
Whoa. I don't know what games or teams to pick. All right, we're just gonna go 2007 Jap
Fighters.
What?
Go to
Nippon Ham Fighters.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to the 2007 Nippon Hand
I
Fighters.
don't think I'm spelling this right. Dang, they won the division. All right, let's pick a. I don't really know how to pick a random game here.
Go to the championship. They had to be in it.
That doesn't mean just because they won their division they had to be in it.
Ben, it's the Nippon Hand.
Oh,
Fighters.
Darvish was. Wait, let's see their team real quick.
That's what I'm trying to figure. Oh, is this it? This is
Yeah.
2008. 2008 Nippon Ham Fighters. But we're gonna go with that. All right, they got Darvish, Brian Sweeney.
Oh, Brian Sweeney. I'm pretty sure he was on the Phillies for a hot minute.
Can we do something else?
They're literally the same. And then it's like Mitch Jones.
We'll start over.
They did. Also, they lost the game 5 of their championship. Darvish got the L. They lost 1-0 though.
Oof. I wonder if he gave up a solo shot.
Whatever this team. I don't even know how to look up the box scores, dude.
You gotta go type it in. You gotta go to the website of this league, bro. MLB.com has one.
All right, game 5 of the 2007. What is this? 2007 Nippon Series championships.
Am I saying that right? Is it just a Japanese league?
Yeah. Oh, it says here in one of the most controversial decisions ever in Japanese series history, manager Hiro Tatsuma or something. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. He
Just say
pulled
that.
his pitcher with 1 inning away from a perfect game in the 8th inning. Wow. So they finished the game with a no-hitter. I don't know if
No, for the perfect game. Their first.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, the closer came in,
the
finished off with the
closer.
first perfect game in series history.
And the first combined perfect game in the 71-year history of Nippon Pro Baseball.
And that was that other team's first championship in 53 years.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness. And Yu Darvish took the loss. So there's actually more going on here than I thought.
I mean, he was only at 86 pitches and through 8, but on the other hand, they won. So that's tough. That is if I don't.
That's crazy. We should find highlights of this game real quick.
Read this.
What do you say?
We should try to find some highlights of this game real quick.
Yeah. No, we'll look at that as soon as we're done. Maybe we can post them onto our social media.
Yeah.
That's a crazy stat. I did not know any of that.
What are the odds we just stumbled into one of the most controversial games ever in Japanese league history?
All right, 2007 Japanese baseball. Random box score segment, always interesting here on AFR.
I've just been waiting. I've been cooking up. We've been doing this segment more and more. And I was like, I need to throw out a random league at some point. And I figured baseball, we'd have a shot. And Brian Sweeney, Yu Darvish, some notable players from that time.
Awesome. Well, and as we're talking about Japanese baseball, quickly talk about a little Major League Baseball as we wrap it up. The most surprising thing so far to me is now the Cubs are now 1.5 games back in the division, the the NL Central. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a surprise too.
Yeah, I mean that NL Central, just every top to bottom is pretty crazy. And I mean, there's some divisions you already know what's going to happen, but Phillies look good. Still got Schwarber chilling in that leadoff spot. So I don't want to hear any more crap about Curtis Granderson.
I'm not happy about
No more
it.
crap.
By the way, Schwarber has 40 home runs and 39 singles.
One of the weirdest statistical seasons by a baseball player ever. It's so weird. Dude is hitting 190 still.
He has more homers than singles.
Yeah.
And there's not even a shift.
I know.
It is a mind-boggling season. I would love someone like really good in analytics to just do a deep dive into it.
If this was any year before like 2020, there's no way he would probably be leadoff still, and there's no way he would be playing as much as he does, right? Like I feel like that's just a today's MLB thing. Like if Schwarber was playing in like 1958 right now, I feel like he's benched.
This is a crazier season than some of like Adam Dunn's like really insane seasons.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's crazy to see someone hitting 190, but then also his on base is really good. Like it's such a weird season for him.
Yeah, it's just his batting average is poop.
And he's got a 0 WAR. He's got exactly a 0 WAR, not positive, not negative, just 0.
That's crazy. Also, I have to applaud Trey Turner. He has recaptured himself from the World Baseball Classic. And I don't think it could have come at a better time. He's finally, he's also just a player who's a baseball card guy. Whatever his stats say on the back is probably what he's going to end up being. And even though he started the season slow, he's probably going to end up with still having, career totals. So really good to see. It's really nice and reassuring that this entire team can just go off at any point. Even if they're down 3, they can erase that and drop a 7 spot on somebody. So they're definitely a team that probably leads the league in crooked innings so far, and especially comeback wins after the 7th. But it's really good to see, and gives me hope towards the playoffs.
I mean, as much as I shit on Schwarber, that's working for him. So
yeah,
I'm not thrilled about it, but that's just crazy. He has more home runs than singles. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need to circle back on to the NC Central, because right now the playoffs started today. The Brewers win it, and the Cubs and the Reds both are in the wild card. The playoffs started today. They would have 3 teams, and I thought by far they would have only the Cardinals and no one else.
Okay, Mets only 7.5 back. Okay.
We can get on a run here.
Yeah, that is crazy. You look at those rosters at opening day, you would never think that this is where they'd be. And the Reds have had everyone come up and perform.
Oh, also, this is a great time to continue to destroy the Angels because they put everyone on waivers to save themselves
Yeah.
for not having to pay the salary tax. And they got everyone claimed except for one, Randall Grichuk, who was just enough salary to keep them in the tax. So they didn't even, by doing all of that unnecessary shedding, didn't even work. So again, the Angels are more and more turning into the Cleveland Browns of baseball.
Again, I'm going to double down on the worst trade deadline by a team in the history of baseball. That bad.
It's infuriating.
Bad. Mike Trout, you're going to start seeing rumors this offseason of him asking for a trade.
The baseball should legitimately suspend the Angels for 1 year. No one's gonna miss them.
Relegate them.
Yeah, like just be like you're still a professional team, you're still a member, but you're not gonna play next year. It's embarrassing. It's ruining the brand.
I like that. They should bring
all the
up
positive.
That's great. They can make their AAA team for just 1 year is the major league team, and then like they're the Salt Lake Bees. So it'd be fun to have like professional baseball team in Salt Lake City.
I would rather see that at this point.
Yeah. All right. So just Angels are done, and Salt Lake City Bees are the new team now.
Just for 1 year till the Angels get their act together.
And maybe if it works out, maybe it's permanent.
Oh my God.
Like, the Angels just need to be in timeout. They really ruin things.
The Dodgers are the team that Los Angeles Angels anyway aren't even in Los Angeles. They're just like they're the little brother.
Anaheim, right?
No, I think they just wanted to keep Los Angeles, and then they're like, of Anaheim. It's like, no,
Well, they were in Anaheim, but then
that's literally like the Jets being called the New York Jersey Jets.
So they just rebranded themselves. They still play in Anaheim.
I still hate that the Giants and the Jets are in New York. They play in New Jersey. The Nets in the NBA were the New Jersey Nets, and no one had a problem with it. I just don't get it. Like I was at a game, I pulled up to the game, and on the way there, I saw a "Welcome to New Jersey" sign, and I never saw "Welcome to New York." So
the Bills are the only.
The Bills are the only ones. And they don't even go by New York either.
I will say just to briefly touch on the Mets, Kodai Senga has been really good. He's probably top 5 rookie of the year and top 5 in Cy Young at this point. I mean, his ERA is almost below 3 now. He's been doing really well, and he's been a steal for them. So that might even help them get the Japanese pitcher, the free agent coming this next offseason. Maybe they'll help them get him as well. He's a big Japanese pitcher coming over again.
Is that the Mets guy you just mentioned? Is that the guy that has like the intense pitch? Like
he's got the ghost forkball.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Also, we're just going all over the place in the MLB right now. But like 3 or 4 weeks ago, when we were talking about most surprised teams in the league, and Ben and I argued because I said the Rangers, and he's like, I knew they were going to be this good. And I was like, well, I didn't, and they're actually this good. Well, right now, they're in the last wild card spot, but it's sketchy. They've gone on a complete.
They've been struggling.
They've been spiraling.
The Max Scherzer effect.
The Max Scherzer effect is real. And right now they're tied with the Blue Jays for that last spot. And it is sketchy. I don't even know if they're going to get in.
And the Blue Jays won their like last 7 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, and ahead of them is the Mariners, who have just been on fire.
Yeah, and the Rays are basically locked in. Them or the Orioles will have the top spot. So It is sketchy.
It is such. Tonight is Verlander Scherzer matchup.
Oh, I hope they get in a fist fight.
Didn't see that one coming before the season started.
That was a twist.
Yeah.
You know what?
Twist. They're gonna face each other.
I wonder if they've actually ever really faced each other before, because Verlander spent most of his career in the American League, and Scherzer spent most of his.
Well, they both were on the same team too, with the Tigers.
Oh, the Tigers and immaculate grid players, Tigers and Mets.
Yeah.
Tigers and Mets, you got some options.
That's true. I just think of Scherzer on the Nationals, but you're right. They both were there. Never mind.
The fact that that team never won a championship is insane. A prime Miggy, Scherzer, Verlander, Victor Martinez is on that team. I don't want to.
Ordonez.
Ordonez.
They literally just had hitters.
Yeah. They feel like they should have won.
Curtis Granderson, wasn't he a part of those teams?
I think so. Brandon Inge, maybe. Not that he was.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. I mean, that's the one thing. Football has unpredictability because of like calls and injuries sometimes, but baseball is just unpredictable in so many aspects. Like you could have every piece, and you don't have you don't have a setup guy, so then you can never use your closer. I mean, it killed the Mets this year, and just
Oh, yeah.
the unpredictability in baseball that's why it's so much fun. Like regardless, I know they play so many games, right? But it always comes down to game 162, and you just never know if you get into the playoffs. Those series, I mean, that's the sport should have more 7-game series. NBA 4 7-game series is insane. Baseball, if anything, could do more playoff games. They could shrink the regular season a couple games, and because
they should do 9-game series.
That would be dope. A World Series is best of 9.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Oh, that'd be They should. I mean, if the NBA is gonna play 4 best of 7s, why not?
Make like the first 4 games double headers.
Oh my god! Could you imagine if you had your start like Madison Bumgarner like pitching 8 innings the first, and then he still comes in to close out the second?
And what if they like expanded the rosters for the World Series so you could call up like 5 more people?
That's true. Just with the way managers are like, I don't know if they would use them. Well, we're going to wrap up the show. We appreciate everyone for listening as always. Episode 31 about to be over. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all the socials. We appreciate all of you, and we're going to be back next week for another awesome episode. See ya.
Deuces. Have fun week 1.